I love color. You can never have enough color. Hi, I'm Susan Schneider. Welcome to the magical world of Shandells here in Sheffield, Massachusetts. I make marble paper lampshades. I've been in Sheffield now for, I think, three years. So it's a comfortable place. It's somewhere where I love. The Berkshires is just simply beautiful. My grandfather was a tailor. I knew how to sew. I was always crafty or used my hands, but I am not schooled in anything that I do. I'm self-taught from the beginning to the end. My lampshade business started for a need of them from being an antique dealer and having no lampshades in my business that could fit to my lighting in the 90s. So that's where it all started. One thing I couldn't find was lampshades, but I had a dealer who was a retired lampshade maker, and I kept on asking her if she would teach me, and she wouldn't. But she decided to sell me the guts of her business. Basically it was, she was cleaning out her barn. And so I bought it, dragged it to this little old 1800s house that I lived in, and she said, bye, I'm going to Vieques for the winter, do not call me, and enjoy. So I had all of these things, arcs, which are patterns and parts and pieces and all her little notes, and I taught myself how to make lampshades. And that's how it started. Welcome to the marbling area of my studio. Since I don't know what I'm in the mood to marble, I make lots of colors. And then I can make lots more colors as I'm marbling. So I make the paints ahead of time. I like to make them the day before. Sometimes I make them the day of that I'm marbling. You can never have enough color. But then some days I'll marble with only a couple of colors, because you can do some stupendous coloring. Because I don't know what I'm in the mood to do, actually, to be very honest with you. I think I might just do like kind of like a fun one. Skim the top. And I've broken my surface tension, so it's nice and clean. And so now I'm going to draw paint. So we're just going to do, I don't know, I think a party collection for our first go around. When you're hand throwing paints onto a bath, you're never ever going to get identical sheets. You'll get similar sheets, like you'll get the similar colorway, but it's a human hand putting paint on a bath. There's no way that it'll ever stay the same. And then you put it in on one corner with one clean swoop. That's it. One and done. So now, there we go. Then it comes over here. It'll take about 4 or 5 hours to dry. So what we have to do in between each pattern is clean our tank. Now we're going to put down rows of colors for this one. Instead of being so random, We're going to be a little bit more methodical on what we're going to do. As I take this and it drops in just below the paint. So it makes all these little lines. I can do 30 or 40 sheets in a day, and I normally try to marble in series of 6 to 8 sheets per pattern. Or I'll do a bunch of one-offs, depending on my mood for the day. 6 to 8 sheets at a time allows me to do large lampshades, because large lampshades need 2 to 3 sheets per lampshade. Smaller lampshades just need 1. So I have to think about what I want to make, and then that will drive a series of what I'm going to marble. I love vintage textiles and texture and pattern, and so I started making lampshades out of vintage wallpaper, and that was my love. I love vintage wallpaper. I would buy marble paper from other people around the world and make lampshades out of it, because these little pieces, I would make little tiny sconce shades or night lights out of the tiny pieces, but you can't make a large lampshade. So I had this need to want to learn it. So that happened about 5 years ago. And I just wanted to learn, and now it's a full-blown addiction. It's practice, 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 practice. It's hours and hours and hours in the tank. It's not a couple of hours here, a couple of hours there. It's a marathon of thousands of sheets of paper. And the willingness to totally mess up and say, okay, and just go back at it again and back at it again. And knowing that what comes out is every single one is just magical. You have this alchemy between paint and water and paper. It's just beautiful. It's just magic.